Right, we're almost at that point of the year where we're at that point now where we can kind of see how things are settling. Who's gonna do what, how guys have been performing so far, and I want to give my list for who I think deserves MVP so far on the year. I'm gonna narrow it down to five guys, but in all honesty, somebody else could take it. And I mean, there's still a lot of season left. Somebody could have an unbelievable end of the year. But for me right now, I'm just looking at five guys. My first one, I never thought he would be in the conversation so far, but it's got to be Drake May. Drake May, the GOAT, my GOAT. No, he's our GOAT. He's our GOAT. We all love Drake May. We all love Drake May. You love Drake May. We love Drake May. Drake May has been like that all year. I mean, I have him in fantasy football, but so I'm a little biased here. But I also hate the Patriots as a Dolphin fan, so maybe I'm not. I am a Drake May sexual. All right, I like Drake May. Okay, he's a great football player. I mean, his deep ball is unbelievable. Like, if I'm being honest, like, his deep ball might be the best deep ball in the NFL, and we have guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen, and we have these guys who can really stretch the field. He might be up there in terms of just his deep ball with those guys. His accuracy's on point. He controls the offense so well. He just looks so comfortable out there in every scenario. And, I mean, he's putting it on teams. I mean, the Patriots, I predicted them to be much better this year, but I didn't expect them to be this good. I didn't expect this kind of jump from Drake May, playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Honestly, but this is in no particular order, by the way, but honestly, he's my favorite. I want him to win the MVP. I doubt he will because he's young, and I'm sure some young mistakes will come, as the season goes on, and maybe his stats don't look as good as some of the other guys on here, but he, in my mind, has done enough to earn that so far. We'll see how he closes out the season, but Drake May, I mean, he's for real. He is for real. He does a lot of things that, they look at now here's a guy. He looks a lot like, a certain somebody. Chris Collinsworth really wants me to say it right now. Patrick Mahomes. Look, I know we're tired of him, man. We're tired of Patrick Mahomes. I understand that. I don't know how you couldn't be. He's a winner. I mean, whenever there is one winner, we just get sick of him. There was a whole hate train for Tom Brady, too. Like, just get this guy out of the damn league. And then it became more of like he's 40 now. Let's see how far he can push it. But throughout his career, though, there was a big hate train. I was a part of it. I was young, man. I was a kid, but I was a part of it, man. I wanted Brady out of the league. And Mahomes, of course, trying not to compare him to Brady, but he's had a similar type career so far. I mean, he's got, 3 MVPs or 2 MVPs and 3 Super Bowl rings. I mean, the guy he's done everything he needs to do. Obviously, if he retired today, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's how good he's been. And he's in it again this year. I mean, again this year, he is in it. Now, the Chiefs have struggled a little bit. They're sitting at 5-4 right now. But it's not really his fault. Mahomes has managed every game really well, done more than managed. He's taken over games, and he's looked really good so far this year. His statistics are right up there with the top 5 guys in the league, and this is definitely a very quarterback-oriented award, so it's easy to compare. And right now, he's one of the best in the league, and he had a real rough season last year, and kind of the season before that too. But he's really picked it up this year. And if the NFL has a chance to give Patrick Mahomes the MVP award, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to Mahomes. He is the moneymaker of the NFL. Even people who don't watch the NFL, like, they know who Patrick Mahomes is. He's got that namesake, that name value. If giving him the MVP award is going to generate more money for the NFL, and if they want to keep building this, then they will do it. And if his stats are even remotely close, they're going to give it to him. So Patrick Mahomes, probably everybody's least favorite to win this award, but I could definitely see it happening. And it is a very quarterback-oriented award, but this next player, I I think he deserves it, and I've said that about Drake May too, but I think he deserves it. Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor might be the best player in the league right now. Like, maybe that's crazy because he's a running back, and a running back obviously is going to heavily rely on his offensive line. Jonathan Taylor has been one of the best players in the league, though. I mean, he's carrying the Colts right now. Yes, Daniel Jones has had a great resurgence in Indianapolis, and he's kind of struggled the last 2-3 games here, but overall he has had a big resurgence in Indianapolis, and he's looked really good. But he's made some great throws, but he's been more of a manager. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's taken 20-25 carries a game. He's the workhorse of this offense, and Daniel Jones would probably tell you that too. Jonathan Taylor is the reason why this team is 8-2, and they lean on this running game so heavily. And I mean, he's got double-digit touchdowns already. We're in week 9 already? Double-digit touchdown? That's ridiculous. Like, he's got 700, 800 rushing yards. He's unbelievable. Jonathan Taylor has been unbelievable this year. I think he absolutely deserves the MVP. He'll never win it because he's a running back, and I get it to a certain extent, but you can't deny that Jonathan Taylor is one of the best players in the NFL right now. I think I get a lot of slack for saying this. I think he's the best running back in the NFL. Personally, there are more well-rounded guys out there. I understand Christian McCaffrey, and nobody averages what Taylor averages on the ground, though. I mean, this guy, he is a true workhorse running back. You can give him the ball 20-25 times, and he'll be totally 100% fine. He's thrashing defenses this year. No answer for Jonathan Taylor. I just think that if you're going to give it to a non-quarterback, it can't go to anybody else but Jonathan Taylor, and he needs to be looked at least, because this year has been unbelievable for him. He's got 2 games where he's had 3 touchdowns, and he ran for 240 yards on the Falcons just last week in an international game. Like, people in wherever the hell they were, Germany, wherever it was, people in Germany must think Jonathan Taylor is like Barry Sanders. Like, with the knowledge that they have after watching him play like that, they must think that this guy is like Jesus, like walking on the field. And that's the kind of impression he left on that international field. And then next up here, we got the old, the aging, but the deserving Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has been ridiculous. I don't know where it came from, if I'm being honest. I don't know where it came from. Last year he threw a lot of interceptions. He was making some bad decisions. Maybe the wheels were kind of starting to fall off. We know he's still good. We know he's still a competent quarterback, but how long is he going to be competent for? He's been more than competent. He's been unbelievable. Matthew Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and I don't think a lot of people are ready for that conversation yet. He is up there. I've always said he's top 10, but he's making that push right now with the way that he's playing. He's playing out of his mind, and what is he, 38 years old? I mean, Matthew Stafford is thrashing defenses, and he's got 2 of the best receivers in the game. He's got a great offense, but he's got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Then he has Kyron Williams to hand the ball off to behind a really good offensive line. He's got everything he needs in LA, plus a good defense. LA is a Super Bowl dark horse, and I predicted them to win their division. I made a lot of shitty predictions, but this was not one of them. The Rams, I knew that they were going to be good. I knew they would be competitive, and I predicted them to win their division, and that's exactly what they're on pace to do right now. I think the division is theirs, and they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Just last year, before Stafford was playing like this, he's had a weird comeback this year, but they took the Super Bowl chance down to the wire. I mean, it was a close game. Honestly, kind of a playoff classic. That's a great game. I feel like nobody talks about that. Philly versus LA in the snow. That game was fun. That was a fun game to watch. It was kind of a playoff classic. They went back and forth. The Rams had control a lot. The Eagles took the lead at the end of the game. Big Saquon Barkley run. It was awesome. It was cinema. And with Matthew Stafford, he's playing better than how he was playing last year. This is somebody who I think can lead the Rams to like a 12 to 13 win season this year, probably 12 realistically. And if he can get that done, then they're going to be real tough out, tougher than last year. And the Eagles' offense has looked dormant at times. They're winning football games, and I understand they're still a very good team. I think they got, 7-8 wins right now. They're a good team, but that offense has struggled a little bit. Jalen Hurts doesn't have the kind of chemistry, it seems, with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith anymore. Devonta Smith, honestly, in all fairness, has played really well as of late. But A.J. Brown, their number one target, they're just not getting him the ball very much. The play calling is kind of rough. There's a lot of questions to be answered there in Philly right now. But they're still winning games. They're still a good football team. They just beat the Packers, one of the better teams in the NFL, on the road. And, that's a huge win. But they won it 10-7 on the backs of their defense. The defense is fantastic, but they got to get the offensive play calling down. They got to get a couple things down. If that Eagles team meets this Rams team right now, I think the Rams beat them. And maybe that's crazy, but I think the Rams are one of the best teams in the NFC right now. And they might not run the table, but they are up there. And they're somebody that needs to be considered. And Matthew Stafford is a huge reason for that. And that's absolutely why I would not be mad to see Matthew. I'd be happy for Matthew Stafford. I like him. He spent years in Detroit, quiet, suffering in silence, and just letting Detroit ruin his prime. And he's here in LA now. He's got his Super Bowl ring already. He's looking for another one this year. He's playing some of the best football of his career. And I think he absolutely deserves to be in this MVP race right now. And I mean, he's throwing like 3 touchdowns a game right now. You got to put him in it. Those 4 are really the 4 that I think are, it's kind of narrowed down to that. But I'm throwing in a 5th one here, an honorable mention. 5's a nice number. We're throwing in Baker Mayfield. He struggled a little bit these last 2 games, and I don't necessarily see him winning the MVP this year. I think he should be in the conversation, mostly because I just kind of like Baker Mayfield. He seems like a cool guy. He's, again, kind of another one of those guys who just suffered on another team. He was in Cleveland, where they were kind of ruining his career a little bit over there, and we can kind of tell now that it was Cleveland. It wasn't Baker Mayfield, and he's taken some big steps forward since Cleveland. He bounced around from teams, from LA to Carolina, and then finally landing with the Bucs again. And he had some rough stops, but since he's gotten to Tampa Bay, we know the story. He has been electric. He threw 44 touchdowns last year. Granted, he also led the league in interceptions last year, but he's got his interception numbers completely down this year. He's a gunslinger. He's going to take risks. I love his play style. It's really fun to watch. It's like, in the UFC, people complain about strikers and grapplers, but Baker Mayfield would be a striker. I mean, he is entertaining. He's one of the ones that the fans rally behind because he takes risks on the field. He's very entertaining. I think Baker is definitely deserves, I think, to be in the conversation. The Bucs have taken some losses lately, and he's kind of fallen maybe down on the odds. And I don't necessarily see him winning it, but I do think he deserves to be in the conversation at least, just for his role that he's played this year and his play style, how entertaining it is, the stats that he's been able to accumulate already over the year. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.